All right, what is up? So today we're going to be going over flash loans again, only this is going to be the step-by-step version. So follow along and let's get it done. Import, let's see. We need the Solana SDK. Reserve. I need to save this in the folder. So we need to install these dependencies. See where it says cannot find module. That's because we're missing those. So if you don't already have Node, you need to install Node. I'm going to go over how to do that, but you will need to install Node.js. And then you should have the command npm. If you just say node-v, see I'm on node 22.12.0. And you can also see npm, and we've got 10.4. whatever. So to install, we just do npm I, and then we need each of these here. We need Solana, we need Solana, we need bn, whoops. We need bn.js. We need Solana Web3. We need, what was the other one? Is that all? I'm used to having a lot more of those, and this is better because it's more efficient. We're only bringing in what we actually need. So let's see if this installs all the dependencies we need. Oh, there are other dependencies you'll need. So we've got all of the packages. Oh, but if this is your first time, you need to do npm I typescript -g and npm I ts node -g. That's going to give you ts node stuff that we need. So, but now, all right, flash borrow reserves from. What was it? Flash borrow reserve liquidity. Flash repay reserve liquidity function and flash borrow reserve liquidity instruction. Pretty sure that was it. Yep. And then we're gonna be doing, we need key pair. Need a bunch of stuff from Solana Web3, key pair connection, public key. We want transaction, we want version transaction. And also there's more, but that's enough to get us started now. We need import bn from bn.js. I'm gonna import, what else do we need? Might be all we really need for now. So we're gonna go right down right here. So we're gonna go async function flash loan. Bam. Okay. Now it's working inside these brackets here. We got to do, what do we need here? Flash borrow reserve liquidity instruction, and I'm working with Cursor, and it sort of helps you with what you need, although that's not. So we need the amount. So just to make things easy, we're just going to grab this information here. Just going to paste those. These are the different constants we need to plug in here. Reserve, lending market, lending pool. And import. Yes, we want to add that to our import. So transaction instruction we also need. Get rid of those. All right. And what else do we need here? And then we're gonna have a flash repay reserve liquidity instruction. It's gonna be similar, but it's actually different. There's similar values, but there's a couple other things. So we're gonna go back in here and copy these, and you can get these from the SDK as well, the SDK documentation, but a good IDE like Visual Studio or Cursor or GitHub with Copilot will have these definitions. Reserve, lending market, lending program ID. Okay. All right. And so we need to define these values. I'm going to do it a little bit different than what they did here, just because it's going to be easier. So let's see here. Use this other. This is basically the information from the original flash loan example, just to make it simple. So you need, these are the constants that you need, mainly for the Solana stuff: reserve address, liquidity address, lending market, lending program ID, and fee receiver address. That's the stuff you need to get from Solana API. So this get reserves API from api.solend.5. You can run this and do scope all IDs star and then execute. This is going to give you a file with all of their reserves in it. So this is the results here. You can just download the file, find the reserve you want, and then use the information here to configure that. But I got a specific reserve I want to do. So if you wanted to do, let's see, reserve address, these are being pulled from an account lookup table, which we're not going to do that in this instance. Just get rid of these here. Oh, actually, I think I'm just going to pull those from. Going to pull those from the other example to make it easy. From the original flash loan example that I did. It's in here. Yeah. Bam. Just gonna save those for later. So here. So there we go. Reserve address, liquidity address, lending market, lending program ID, token account, fee receiver address. So liquidity amount. So we need a new constant down here that is for const borrow amount, and it's going to be a new big number in parentheses 1 billion equals the 1 billion is 1 Solana in Lamports. So we're gonna use that number right here. So borrow amount. See how I freaking love this setup. So all I had to do is press tab and it filled all of those in. I'm pretty sure it's right. I'll just double check this. Liquidity amount, source liquidity, destination liquidity is our token account. So that's the other thing. Our token account address is our wrapped Solana address, which is different than our normal Solana address. So definitely got to look into that. You have to have some Solana in your account, and you have to know what you have to have some wrapped Solana, and you have to know what the token address is for that Solana or wrapped Solana. So you can look that up on SolScan. Anyways, so we've got the flash borrow reserve liquidity instruction there, and then down to flash repay liquidity instruction. Again, borrow amount, borrow instruction index, which in this instance is, for right now, we're just going to set for 0. I'll explain that a little bit more in a second. Liquidity address. Let's just double check. So it wants the liquidity amount, the borrow instruction index, source liquidity, destination liquidity. So those are actually going to be swapped. So source and destination are swapped on this one because it's coming from our account to their liquidity account. So we need to flip those around. And then what's the next thing? Source liquidity, destination liquidity, liquidity reserve, reserve liquidity fee receiver. So this is going to be fee receiver address, and then host fee receiver. That's just going to be our token account. Public key reserve. That's going to be the reserve address. Lending market. User transfer authority is our token account again. And then lending program ID. Actually, I think that's the second to last one, the user transfer authority. I think it needs to be wallet. I think it needs to be our wallet. So in fact, we need to import our wallet up here. So we need from Solana wallet. Or is it just key pair? It might just be key pair. We don't need a new import there, but we do need import. No, it's constant. No, key pair, not generate. Let's see, it's like from file. No. I think that's right. I'll have to double check that. Oh yeah, from FS read file sync, something like that. But we also need to add the import FS from FS, and double check this because and I usually do key pair.json. Let's just see. from, actually it's from uint array, I believe. This will depend if you're using like a secret or a private key or what, but just 1 second. We're just gonna find out how we did that last time. Right here. So these two lines. So we're just gonna. All right, so constant key pair path equals the path to our key pair file. And then the constant for pair key pair dot from secret key uint array from JSON dot parse fs dot read file sync key pair path UTF-8. Now we were pretty close there. We're missing the JSON parse there, so get rid of that piece we don't need there. Oh, I think we want this import star as fs from fs, actually works better. Okay, so we've got our key pair in now. And so that one right there is going to be pair key pair. Y dot to string, oh no, a dot public key. Pair key pair dot public key. So those are our borrow and repay instructions. Super simple. And then, so now we got to build the transaction, which we start by doing a message. So we're going to go message equals new transaction message. And then it's going to be essentially what we've got here. Let's see. And we notice that we didn't have that imported. So we're going to import that real quick. I thought we had it, but let's see. All right. Recent block hash. Oh, we need to, okay, so here's what we've got here. Recent block hash, await connection dot get latest block hash finalized. You can even do get latest block hash. Let's see. I think you can do. No, I'll just leave it as finalized. Sometimes you might have to change this value right here. Instructions. It's not. Transaction instruction not assignable to type transaction instruction, whatever. So there's something weird going on there. We'll figure that out in a second. Oh, we got to do constant borrow instruction and constant repay instruction so that it's a variable. Then we'll use the, or not so that it's a constant here, and it knows the type. So one thing we forgot there. So constant borrow instruction and constant repay instruction, and then you put borrow instruction comma repay instruction. Now this index here, the repay or the borrow index was the second value here. That is referring to this right here. So where is it in the list of instructions? So if it's the very first instruction, which it is here, it's going to be 0. Okay. So if it's the second one, it's going to be 1. If it's the third one, it's going to be 2, and so on. So just to be aware. And now we're getting a we're getting a issue here. We need to add our RPC connection real quick. So we're going to come up here and define a connection, a constant connection equals new connection. And then call it's api.mainnet-beta.solana.com is this is the public Solana mainnet RPC. Not really the best for advanced stuff, but it'll work for this. And then let's see, what do we have next? So far, so good. So now that we have the message, we need to form it into an actual transaction. So we go constant transaction equals new, and we'll even just call it TX equals new version transaction message. And why is it doing that? Count keys. Oh, I think we got to do compile to v0 message at the end of the transaction message. This here at the parenthesis dot compile to v0 message. Bam, and then that puts it into the format that we need. And then we go here down to our next line, and then it's going to be sign dot tx, or no, tx dot sign with our pair key pair. So this is pulling this, signing it with this key pair inside here. And then we're gonna do constant tx hash equals await connection dot, what was it? Oops. Send transaction tx. And console log. And then we're gonna do a link to solscan.io, and then a /tx/ $, curly brace, like that. I think that's how you do it. Why is it we might need to that. What's going on? I think I didn't have it. Okay. That should do it. Let's see here. I think that's it. Solana's really busy right now though, and so we may need to up the priority fee. And I'm trying to remember how to do that. I think you go what's this? Compute budget equals compute budget. No. It was compute unit set compute unit price or something like that. Yeah. Well, oh, we got to import compute unit price. No, it's compute budget program. Is that what we needed? Oh, yeah, we need compute budget program dot set compute unit price. And this is a big number. New big number, like that. And we don't want to do that much. We're going to do like a million, maybe like 100,000 even. But we'll just do 1 million so we know it's going to go through. What's going on? I thought it was a big number. Maybe not. Set compute unit price. Let me just see how I did this before. I was pretty sure that was how we did it. Do we have a compute? Check this other file real quick. Micro LAN ports. It said that. Okay. So, whoops. So, micro LAN ports is what it wants. Okay. I think these are actually tenths of LAN ports, if I remember right. But so now that we have this value, we can add an instruction here to increase the budget before it tries to do, or increase to set the compute unit price. So that's going to give us more of a priority fee basically. And we're gonna, because we moved this instruction in front of our borrow instruction, this is no longer correct. We now need to change this to 1 because this number here is looking for the borrow instruction. So now that it's the second one, it's actually 1. 0, 1, 2. And I think this is it. Although this is still not quite right. There we go. Plus, oh, right. Let's try that and see if that works. That might not be the right way to write that debugging log, but we'll give it a try. And then we're going to put down here flash loan and then parentheses so that it knows to call the flash loan function. And now, wouldn't it be cool if this just ran the first try and we didn't have any issues? So it's going to go. So where did I put that? Okay, so we need to open a command prompt and navigate to the folder where our file is. Now, if this is the first time you've ever tried doing anything like this, you're going to need a bunch of dependencies. You're going to need node.js. You can look up how to install that. And then you're also, and it comes with npm. and then you use npm to install all of the dependencies. So you're going to have to do npm install, and you have to install all of the dependencies that we imported in. So we need bn, we need Solana SDK, we need Solana Web 3, FS, and then there's also RPC WebSockets. So I have a clip. I'll show you installing all of those. So here we go. We're going to do the first run. TS node. I actually called it USDC because I was doing something else, but TS node USDC.ts, whatever your file name is, .ts. All right. Oh, block hash not found. We need to include a block hash with that transaction. So back to our if we get rid of this finalized, get latest block hash without any status in there, I think. So we did have the code for that. That's how I was saying. Sometimes I've had to change that. There it is. Basically first try. Okay. This is not the first time I've done this. I built one earlier, but it went through. First attempt went through. Well, second if you count that one little change we had to make. That is freaking awesome. So it did it. And so we'll just go over this stuff. So this is where it pulls from the address. It sends it to us. We send it back, and then we send the fee. This is that one where we send part of the fee to ourselves. You can basically set it up so it sends a fee somewhere else, but and then we send the fee to somebody, to them at Solana. And then if you come down here, this is where you can see the actual instructions, and this is pretty cool. So this is what we built. So this is the instruction that compute set unit price. And then here's the flash borrow, and it shows all the steps that it does. And then here's the repay. And then this is where it does the fees and stuff. But down here, like, this is very useful to see, like, if you're getting errors, you can tell where it ended up and stuff like that. But that's it. Super simple. Actually very easy to do once you sit down and understand the code. And if you don't understand it yet, that's okay. Write it from scratch a few times the best you can. If you're using like Copilot, GitHub with Copilot, or Cursor or whatever, that's totally cool. I think VS Code also has some sort of Copilot with it as well. But you can learn very quickly with the help of AI on coding. If you want to learn more about crypto and the details, check out the course at learncrypto.wtf. Also, come stop by the Discord, say what's up. If you got any questions there, you can ask me in person, and look forward to seeing you there. Peace.